welcome to a flashback draft of champions. I'm doing a voiceover currently for this. It might look a little weird. I accidentally left my video camera on while doing this, but I was at my girlfriend's place, so you're basically hearing my thoughts coming through. So I'm looking at this pack, looking at these cards. The humorless didn't look too bad. I kind of point out that guy protection from spirits and arcanes. There's a lot of spirits and arcanes in this, so it's kind of neat. A tap effect seems pretty good too, even though expensive. I'm gonna go for this Pain Kami. It's kind of an X spell to a creature. It's not too bad. Spirit also. Next we have brothers Kimzi, Yakakimi, whatever. I drafted those earlier in different sets and had got both of them, so it was pretty nice. Consuming Vortex is also nice. Enjoy that one. Order the Bell is fine for a green beatdown deck. This Cloud guy is pretty fine too. I'm gonna go with these the brothers. They're pretty good if you get two of them out there. Otherwise, it's still decent. 2/1 Bushido for a 3. It's not too bad. Just ignore my picture in the bottom there. Next, we got Maronars, whatever. It's the rat guy. There's a few rats in the set. So it could be really good. You tap to sack a rat to put X 1/1 rats into play. Also, all rats have fear. Fear is huge in this set. I'll also put out the headmaster. Would be pretty good too. Haste Bushido for 3. But fear is huge in this set because not too many artifact creatures. So all basically blocked by is black creatures. So it's kind of like Intimidate in a way currently with fear. So it's pretty good. So I'll take this Maronar. Alright, next I open a Jushi Apprentice. Jushi is really good. Take 2 in a blue, tap to draw a card. Also the snake guy here, that's not too bad with shamans. This pale moon guy is not too bad also, 2/2 for 2. I do like the Defiance also, but Juicy Apprentice has so much good upside. Pay 2 and tap to draw a card. It can flip if you have 9 more cards in hands, which is not too bad. Looking at this pack, notice this guy, 2/1 flying. You can give creature Shroud, not too bad. Other word, Journey is kind of a removal spell / save a spell. Ogre's not too good. Peer Through Depths isn't bad. River Kaji is kind of a filler spell. Since I got the Juicy Apprentice, there's not too many good black red cards here. Fire and Greed is not too bad. This 2/1 flyer isn't too bad. Evasion is really good in this set, so I'm debating on whether or not I should take that, and I take that. Overgorger is terrible. Costs Spirit or Carrying Spell. Kill a non-basic land. Distress is not too bad, but it's not really what I do. Those Umbara are pretty decent too. I'm a big fan of the Hazuko's Defiance, and they're the Fear guy. I'm going to take the Defiance. There's so many Spirits and Arcane spells in this set, so I'm going to go with that card. That's me talking to my girlfriend, by the way, if you're wondering. Hopefully I don't get too naked during this. Alright, this card, it's good if you have a bunch of legends, but otherwise not very good. This guy's fine if I have a way to pump him, otherwise not too good. Pull Under is a removal spell, instant, it's arcane, -1, -5. And there's nothing really else in this pack, so I'll take Pull Under. Alright, so this guy seems pretty strong. 5 mana for 2/3 flyer, which is, not the best. But you pay 4 to turn 2 lands in your hand and discard those cards and discard your hand, draw the mana cards. So if you have 2 useless land in hand, you can bounce 2 more extra cards and you can draw a bunch of cards. So it's pretty good. Brutal Deceiver's not too bad. Kami H the Law, but I'll go with the Sword Tommy Seer. It's pretty good. Drawing cards, countering spells. I kind of like that. Pull Under, good removal spell, good removal spell. The Pain Kami is, red's not looking the best in these packs. Pain Kami is a good pick. 3 mana for a 2/2, it's not too bad in itself. and also deal X damage. Marinar is not looking the best right now. If I can get some rat ninjas, I think they're basically in the set. It can be a lot stronger. But otherwise, it's still an evasion for himself. That if I'm another rat out, I can still stack himself too to get a bonus rat back from him. Alright, so Cursed Ronin, if I want to go stronger into black, which is looking, this is not too bad. It's a shadow with Bushido. This guy's not too bad. 3 mana for a 2/2. I can sack it to bounce another creature I control to his hand. It's filler. So it's basically between Cursed Ronin or that 2/2. So I go ahead and take the Cursed Ronin here. At this point, I'm trying to lean away from red a little bit, but still staying open if I want to look back at red. Alright, so in this pack, this Zabura is not too bad. Otherwise, 2/2 Shroud and green. It's not really 1/1. Zabura is good early defensive, and it basically punishes your opponent for for attacking into it. This basically does nothing good. Soul of Magma is not too bad. I'll take this guy. Protection from Spirits and Arcane, not too bad to have. I'll take this other Zabura just in case I want to go into red. This Ogre, very overpriced, but there's some Demon Ogre stuff in the set, so I'll take that. It's a black card too, just in case for signaling purposes. Just take the card. I debate on taking that guy, but that card can be really strong in green Spirit and Arcane decks. It's not too many green Arcane cards, but that would be very strong in those decks. You can splice onto itself also, so you have 2 of them. You can get +4/+4, and still have another one, so you can get +6/6. Not too bad. Alright, here's a few options here. Handu is really good. Soju, it's a good spell outside in Modern or Legacy. Handu is very strong also. There's another Ogre, but I noticed a Cutthroat. Those guys basically are unblockable. Handu, I really want it. I like the Hondans, whatever. Soju, again, it's fine if you're trying to be uncounterable. But this guy's very aggressive and very good. This pack is nothing but red. Very disappointed that I couldn't get it. I just read this card. It's not the best. It's kind of a weird thing. 6 mana for it could be anything. There's another Brothers Kimzi in this pack too if I wanted to jump back into red. There's also Yembishi's Flame. Blind with Anger is pretty good too. There's the Brothers. That's a different picture too, which is probably pretty nice. Oh, same picture, never mind. But this one I'm going to take I debate on whether to take this guy. 3/1 flying for 4. It's not too bad. You can make a guy unblockable. But I take the Waking Nightmare. I think is the best pick for me. Kind of fills up my curve a little bit, and can disrupt your opponent by making him discard some cards. And it's also Arcane, which can come into play later if I have some Splice cards. Alright, so there's a few options here. This guy, if he's got flying, he flips him. Council of Symptomia would be fine with that. Gibbering Kami, it's a flying Soul Shift 3, so whenever it dies, I can return a spirit that costs 3 or less from my graveyard to my hand. I'm just looking to see what spirits I have. I have 1 spirit right now, but it's a 2/2 flyer for 4. It's not too bad. Other options are the Council of Sortami. It's basically just divination. So I'm going to go with the flyer. Evasion is really good in this set, so I'm going to go with that. The Unspeakable. 9 mana for 6/7 flying travel. It's not too bad. Deals combat to opponent, return a creature to hand. Again, 9 mana is so much. Cut from Tethers. For each spirit, return a creature to your hand. Not the best. Petals of Insight's not too bad. There's another Zabura here. So it's basically between Petals, Zabura, or maybe even that Ogre guy. I don't remember what I take here. I think I'm depending on taking Petals. It's an arcane spell. It basically draws you 3. so I take that. All right, Wicked Akuba, 2/2 for 2. And it's also a spirit. There's a 2/1 flyer over there that basically does nothing. Can't be blocked by spirits. Not too good. We take the Kuba. It works well with my Soul Shift guy. It's a spirit. It can deal, in a way, you can pump damage into it. If your opponent's dealt damage by him, you could pay a black after that to deal him and then make him lose another life. So it's a way. It's fire breathing in a way, or pumping in a way. All right, so there's a few options here. Ben Ake Hermit is really good. I had another draft with him where I basically shut my opponent down, having this guy out in play. I also had a kite thing that made me search for lands. All right, so Ren Spirit destroys the spirit. A lot of spirits in the set. That revival would be good too because it's Splice and Arcane. But I'm gonna take the Ren Spirit. Hopefully, I can destroy some spirits in the future with that. The alternate to that is Ren Flesh, which destroys non-spirits. I would like to get one of those, but I doubt I can get one of those in a later pack. They're very sought after. Ren Spirit and Ren Flesh basically kills everything in the set. All right, Dampened Thought. There's a Dampened Thought deck out there where you basically mill your opponent. It splices into Arcane. So I'm looking at that. Or the other option is a Burra. And not really much else in the set. So I'm going to take the Dampened Thought. I could possibly, if I get enough Arcane spells, I can play this, splice onto it, and mill my opponent out. If it's more of a grindier game or grindier matchup, I can board that in, or I can play that depending on what I can get in the packs. I'm just looking for other Arcane spells that I can splice it onto. I have a few Arcane spells. It's not too bad. Pull Under, Petals of Insight, Waking Nightmare. So I have a few Arcane, but they're Petals and Pull Under are kind of expensive, so it's hard to splice into those. Alright, so there's a couple options in this pack. Callous Deceiver is not really the best card. It plays a role. It's very expensive to use. You can only use it once. Those in the Fallen Leaf is not too bad. It's very annoying if you play any instants or counter spells to play against that thing. So I'm debating on whether or not I should take that just to have one, but I'll take the 2/1. Alright, here's another couple options. One I can take. I can take this Ogre. It's a 3/2 for 3. It can't block. If I have a demon, it comes better. Is Reach Through Mist is another arcane spell, instant that draws a card. It'll work well with my Dampened Thought, so I take that. Also, it's just a decent card. If you're low on playables, just throw a couple of those in there, and you can just draw through your deck. Being arcane is very good in this set, especially if you have some of the splice cards, which hopefully I can pick some up later. There's a bounce card, there's a Raise Dead, there's a couple other things that splice well. Alright, Mind Blade's Wield, the Brothers Wield, nothing really else. I'm going to take the Brothers. In the off chance I do jump into back into red, if I can open some good red cards. Alright, here's another arcane spell that with Splice ability, so I take that. Again, keeping that Splice stream alive to hopefully splice a bunch of stuff and make a more controlling deck if I need to. My Marinars are not looking the best here. I have one rat, plus Marinar, so, and the rat already has fear. So basically giving double fear gives it nothing. Alright, so 2/3 2/3 flying Bushido. This guy can give a creature Shroud. 1/2. I'll take that flying guy. There's a chance I jump into white. Makes spirits unblockable. This guy just adds red to mana if it comes to play. This guy can be a 3/1. I'll just take this blue card. I could use it. Desperate Ritual is an arcane spell. If I go into red, it can work. And it's just a land for last pick. That's not very good. So I'm looking at my possible options here for arcane stuff. The splicing, tap and untap something. Here I open Kaiga, the Tide Star. Immediately going to snap pick that. Nothing else is going to even consider in this pack. 5/5 flying. That dies, get control of the creature. I am pointing out there's another Rat Samurai here with a Bushido 1. That'd be nice to have, but you can't beat this. 6 mana for 5/5 flying. Dies, getting control of a creature. Basically, if you play it into a board, they want to deal with it, they're going to have to 2-for-1 themselves or 3-for-1 themselves to try to get rid of this card. And it's also just a threat by itself. Hopefully it'll help me in the long run to win a couple matches. Alright, this pack does not look very good for us at all. There's no good black or blue cards here. Tide of War is not very good. This Hankyu is terrible also, so expensive to use. Another of these Callous Deceivers, not a big fan of those. I think this Mirror Guard is not bad. It's a 4 mana 3/1 flyer. It can be decent. There's also a 2/2 flying Bushido guy for 4. It's pretty good too. I don't remember what I take here. I take that white guy just in case the dream comes alive. I can switch back into black-white if I really want to. Night Dealings, not the best. I can search for a creature. Ani Possession makes a creature Demon Spirit, +3/+3 and trample, but if sack creature during upkeep. There's another pull under. That's nice to have. Also Gibbering Kami. I have a couple spirits already, lower levels. It's a 2/2 flyer, so I'm going to take that. Alright, Pain Wrecker Ani. 5/4, Fear. Being your upkeep, sack creature. If you don't control an ogre. Alright, I see the Cutthroat, immediately take that. I was like, well, more rats, help with Marinaller. Even if they already have Fear, I can sack them with a couple rats out there and get more rats out of it. So you sack 1 rat, if you have 2 out there, plus a Gnar, you just get 2 more rats out of that. You can sack that rat and continue the process going and going. So the Fear doesn't matter as much, but you can make a giant rat population by having 3 rats out. Or a continuous rat population. Probably not endless. So sack 1 rat, get 2, and they have 4. Sack 1 rat, get 3, and they have 6. So you keep going and going. There's that Spirit card. It's not really the best. Struggle for Sanity. I read over this card several times. It basically just has your opponent discard 2 cards. By the time you be able to cast it, they'll have, they'll have 4, maybe 5 cards in hand. So you can get rid of every other one. Council Solitari. There's another Ren Spirit. Sculling Death does not look that good, but it is Soul Shift and it is a removal spell. Soul Shift to 4, so that means I can get my Gibber and Kami's back, which will also get me my Recurred Kobe back. So it's kind of like an endless cycle of soul shifting things. Soul Shift was one of the features from the set, Soul Shift and the Arcane stuff. So hopefully I get Soul Shift Scuttering Death into a Gibbering Kami, and Soul Shift that into a Wicked Akuba in the future and get some real value out of it. Alright, so there's another Cutthroat in this pack, and nothing really else, so I'll take that Cutthroat again. 3 Cutthroats, pretty strong. They're very hard to deal with if you don't have a removal spell. So it's fun to hurry up and attack your opponents and whittle down their life total quickly. They're a very good card. They feature some cubes I've seen played. Beyond that, this 2/1 Fear is not too bad at all. Especially because you basically have to have black creatures. No artifact creature's going to block it. They also got rid of Fear in the future. So this is slow decline of Fear was in this set. They brought Fear back was in Mirrodin before this also. Again, that it's terrible in Mirrodin because of all the artifact creatures. So basically, just like it can be blocked by green creatures because weren't too many blue creatures that are doing some blocking in that set, if I recall. So basically, it's made blockable. Sculling Death doesn't seem that good, but it is. It was featured in Modern Masters 2, I believe. There's a spirit sub theme here. All right, so Bloodseeker, it's not too bad. Sack it to look for a demon card, and if I have a demon, I return to my hand. That's not too bad. If I have a demon, I don't have a demon right now, so it's not that decent. Oh, here's a demon. Being your upkeep, discard a card if you don't control an ogre. So it's a good top end for a creature there. 5/4 trample for 5. Discard a card. If you have the nice thing is if you have no cards in hand, it still stays in play. It says discard a card, or it doesn't say discard a card or you die. It just says discard a card. Bloodthirsty Ogre. It works well with my Ani I just picked up. Plus, it can also kill creatures if I have a demon out. So it's a 3/1 that kills creatures. All right, so there's another ogre here. I have one of those ogres already on my board. Death Cursed Ogre. It's 6 mana for a 3/3. Not the best. Other options are the Reach Through Mist. There's also that 2/3 flyer Soul Shift 4. I'll take another Reach Through Mist. Here, there's basically nothing. Just take this Tide of War. I don't know why. Just to have it. So I have a decent little Dampened Thoughts sideboard going on. 2 Reach Through Mists, Puppetry, and Dampened Thoughts, along with a couple other things. I'm just showing that I do have a demon and an ogre, which is pretty nice. I don't know if it'll come up and play too often because it's quite both of them, but that the demon is fine on its own. 5/4 trample for 5. Not too bad in the sets. Opponent will want to trade for it, so you can get some value out of it. All right, this I can turn something into a demon, which would turn on my ogre if I really want to, but I have to sack a creature for that. Other options are this thing, Ragged Veins. Creatures dealt damage, control loses that much life. It's good if there's a bunch of walls in the sets. I'll take it anyway. It's basically a terrible card. This basically just taps the guy down. It's very expensive. Snake Warrior. I'll take this 1 damage thing. I jump into red. There's a Struggle for Sanity. I'll just take that. I don't know if I'll play that or not. I'm just reading it to figure out what it does. All right, then we see the Ogre Wield that I was thinking about taking earlier. So it's pretty good. I'm still trying to figure out what this card does. I read it several times. Basically, if your opponent has 4 cards in hand, they would choose 1, exile it. You choose 1, exile it. Then they choose 1, exile it. Then you choose 1, exile it. Back and forth until all the cards are gone. And then all the cards that they chose go back in the hand. All the cards you chose get discarded. So if they have 3 cards in hand, you basically can discard 1 card that they don't want. If they have 4 cards in hand, you get 2 cards. It's kind of a back and forth. You can get decent cards out of it, and it's also any cards, not just non-land cards. So, all right, for deck building, I'm 24. I want to go down to about 17 lands, so I got to cut something here. So I'm just determining what I need to cut. And I'm also looking at the possible option of the sideboard plan with the splice mechanics and see if I have anything else. Nope, not playing that card. Still trying to figure out if that card's decent or not. Don't sure what I'm doing with my face, just ignore that. I'm just playing around with my shirt. I'm just looking at soul shift options here. Ogre. I'm just looking on what I can possibly cut. Thinking about cutting this guy. Doesn't seem the best, but he's 3/2, so it's still decent. Thinking about this Cursed Ronin. Could be good in late game though. So I got some good early game. I want to keep the spirits in with the soul shift sub theme. I could cut the 2/1 flyer, but it does something. It's a flyer. This guy is one of the worst guys to cut. I want to keep this Simultaneous Seer, just reading it to see, make sure it has a good ability. So again, going back to this Ashen Skins, Burra, or this Villainous Ogre. Which one to cut? Can't decide. Can't decide. I'm not a big fan of the Callous Deceiver. I did some drafts with it before, and they're very underwhelming. I end up choosing the second Reach into the Mist. I figured if I'm going to cut something, I can board that in if I really need to. All it does is draw a card. It doesn't really do me anything besides a turn 1 play. So I think I go 7 and 10 here. There's a lot more black cards. I want to be able to have double black up on turn 2 for my Wicked thing. So that's the deck. I'll see you in round 1.